Hi, I'm Kevin, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the PRVKE from Wandrd. So I've been looking around for a do-it-all bag, something that I could use for camera carry, something that I could also use as a travel bag, and ultimately also use as an EDC bag. The PRVKE seems to have some features that would put it in the running for this category. I think it's got some design ingenuity built into it, and we're going to walk through this bag today and find out if the PRVKE is the ultimate do-it-all bag. Stick around. All right, so let's start with materials and specs. This bag comes in a 21 liter, a 31 liter, and a 41 liter version. There's also a there's a PRVKE light version. This happens to be the 31 liter. It expands to 36 liters with the roll top. Weight of this pack is 3.4 pounds. Dimensions of the 31 liter, so this bag is 21 inches high by 12 inches wide and then 7 inches deep. A little bit smaller for the 21 liter, that's 19 by 11 by 6.5, and then the 41 liter is 21 by 12 by 9. So for the materials, we're looking at tarpaulin as the main material. We've got some Robic 1680D ballistic nylon. There are weather-resistant PU-coated zippers, and then the multi-cam black version of this does come in a 500D Cordura, which looks pretty cool. Moving on to the exterior, there's a lot to show on the exterior of this pack, so I'm gonna go through pretty quick. We've got some accessory straps. I added these orange premium accessory straps from Wandrd. These are the magnetic type. There's a couple different ways you can attach them. Cool addition or accessory to add. Okay, below the accessory straps, and I'm just gonna open these up to make it a little easier to get to, but you've got a very large front access pocket. This is accessible on body because of its vertical zip. I've got a pair of gloves I've been keeping in there, and then I've got my standard little mini dop kit. Nice waterproof coated zipper on that. And all the zippers on this bag, I don't know if you can see that, but they all have their own little built-in zipper garages, which makes it very weather resistant in addition to the tarpaulin and then the coating on the zipper. We've got a little bit of branding on the bottom here. So the black on black is not very noticeable, but you've got a rubber patch sewn in that says Wandrd on it. On this side of the bag, we've got a compression strap. You could also use it as a cinch strap to cinch down accessories. We've got the access pocket, so you can access the inside of the bag from this while on body, whether it's your camera gear or whatever else you have in there. Up top here, we've got a small, somewhat hidden pocket, which is kind of cool. And there's a key leash in that pocket, again, with the built-in zipper garage. Continuing around the bag, we've got the straps on the back, obviously. Lots of padding behind these straps with some very cushiony, meshy material. Lots of airflow when wearing. You've got these big grooves and channels built in so you get good airflow. The straps themselves are on the thinner side. They have a nice curve to them though, and they have some daisy chains running up and down. So it also came with a sternum strap. The sternum strap snaps onto these rails built in. You've got some reference marks on the rails, if you can see that. So there's some black hash marks, a gray one. I usually put this side on the gray and that side on the gray, and then I know I'm in the exact same spot on both of them. It snaps onto this rail and then locks into place. Pretty cool setup. You pull that up and it pops right off. You can stick it on the other side when you're on the move and don't have to worry about that coming off. I will say the only concern I have around that sternum strap is it doesn't seem super durable, but I guess time will tell. And I've grown to like the setup. I like the way it snaps in and the way it sits on the bag and the fact that it's nice and thin. On the bottom of the bag, you can see there is a spot to put a hip belt. It looks like some loops if you want to hook a hip belt through there. We've got 1680D nylon on the back. That's what the straps are sewn into. On the top, above the straps, we've got a quick access pocket, which is pretty cool. So you've got this pocket right here, again, with the built-in Hypalon zipper garage. This is a fleece lined pocket, very soft on the inside, good place to put glasses. If you do fill up that top though, you don't have a ton of room in there because it shares the capacity a little bit. One other thing to mention that I forgot on the back is behind the luggage pass-through. So you've got a luggage pass-through right here. You've got a hidden pocket. So there's a zipper that sits right underneath that pass-through. Definitely gonna be hard to see, but right there you open that zipper up and you basically got a big hidden compartment that is the bottom portion of the bag right there. Continuing around the outside of the bag, we've got a water bottle pocket. Pretty cool feature on this because It sits flat when you don't need it. If you want to put a water bottle in there, unzip around, and you've got some stretchy mesh right there. So definitely can fit a good sized water bottle in there. That's a Nalgene 32 ounce. Fits in there no problem. Besides water bottles, you could put tripods in there. I've used this with the Peak Design travel tripod. Sits in that pocket nicely, and then cinch it down with that side compression strap. On the bottom of the bag, we have another pocket, little flap. There's a pocket in the 1680D ballistic nylon. This is a great place to store the rainfly. You'll notice behind that you have more attachment points for the straps, so if you want to strap something to the bottom of this bag, you've got the attachment points to do so. At the top of the bag, you've got some tote handles, really cool handles on this, and makes for some versatility and carry. The tote handles have some magnets built in to keep them together. What I learned was that you put writing to writing on the tote handle, so there's some writing inside there. This one says wander more, and this handle says worry less. And if you slap the writing together, you get good magnetic adhesion. If you go the other way, not so much. So those stay together pretty well. You've got the massive oversized G-hook on here, holding the roll top down, and nice fat webbing to cinch that all down with. Moving on to the interior. There's really two main access points in the interior. You've got this roll top on top to access, and then you've got a big zip that goes all the way around the outside for interior access. So if I lay this down flat, I can unzip all the way around. Nice smooth zippers all the way around. Again, those are also weather resistant zippers, PU coated. They got some rubbery coating on there. We flip it open, and this is what the interior looks like. So on this side, we've got some pockets for organization. Zipper garage is built into these as well. Feels like a polyester type or very lightweight nylon in there. No ripstop pattern or anything like that, but the material in the inside is a little bit, it's soft and it feels almost like satin. So this pocket is a small one. It doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. Not sure why they did that. Maybe to prevent you from stuffing it out with stuff that's going to damage the contents inside. So you got that little narrow pocket. You've got a couple zip pockets right here. Got an air tag in that one. And then behind that is a drop-in pocket for a tablet. And it's got some fleece-like lining in there. And then behind that, you've got another drop-in pocket for a laptop, which has a nice amount of padding on the bottom. And when it's closed, you got a little bit of standoff between that and the bottom, plus that padding in there, so it's going to protect that laptop. Keep it all in place with this. So another cool feature and something I noticed in here is that you've got these loops right here, and then you've got a set of attachment loops right here. If you wanted to, you could set up the accessory straps from here to here and there to there, so that you can throw this on reverse, wear this bag on the front, drop this open, and it won't flop down. It'll sit open like a shelf. All right, inside, the way I've got this set up now, I've got it set up for camera carry. So there's two internal main areas. We've got the bottom section and the top section. You can convert this into one large section if you want to. There's a drop down shelf in here. I'll show you that in a minute. This is the essential camera cube from Wandrd. It just takes up this compartment. They also sell a Pro, which takes up the entire contents of the bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out just to show you what the inside looks like without it. You've got a strap right here on the camera cube itself, which goes through a D-ring, a plastic D-ring on the side. On this side, you've got a piece of Velcro that retains the top of the camera cube. And then on this side, and this is pretty cool how they built this in, the flap of the camera cube Velcros into the flap for the bag. So you undo that, this Velcro's down. Got a small pocket here with some organization in it, a couple mesh pockets. I typically keep camera batteries in there, you keep memory cards. Pull the camera cube out. So this is what the Elements camera cube looks like, all zipped up. You got a couple D-rings, you can carry this by itself. You got a nice padded handle on there. Zippers all the way around, good padding, and contents feel secure in that camera cube. So this is what the inside of the pack looks like without the camera cube. You got a big open space here. This top section, you've got a rip open feature to where you just yank this open. The top portion is big enough for cap 2, as well as a mighty pouch that I keep in there, and there's still more room for more stuff in there. And then keep in mind, this expands with the roll top. So this right here is a built-in shelf. So if I pull these two apart, this is Velcroed in right here, pull that apart, and then it's Velcroed on the side. Fold that down. That's where that strip, the loop strip comes in, because then this Velcros that, stays put out of the way, and you've got basically one big open compartment in here. The only downside to that is you do have this strip of material across the top, kind of in your way. I think it would be cool if somehow this were removable, if you did want to use it as a big compartment, because I don't really like that flopping around in my way. That's what the interior looks like with nothing in it. Plenty of room in there. Definitely plenty of room. Easily fit 3 cap 3s upright in there, with room for probably another pouch next to it. Easily. So it's a pretty spacious interior. Definitely lots of room in this 31-liter bag. And then remember, it expands to 36 liters when you open it up fully. So last piece to cover for the interior is the roll top. You've got a massive G-hook on this. Unhook that G-hook, and this top rolls out. And it's got some Velcro on there to assist in rolling it up and keep it closed. That is what the roll top area looks like. Big open space down into the bottom of the bag. You got some stiff material in there, feels like plastic on both of these to aid in closing and rolling. You roll it up, hook the G-hook back on, and you can cinch it down with that strap. So the 31-liter is a pretty big bag. For reference purposes, I'm 5'11", about 220 pounds. It feels like a big bag on me. It looks like a big bag on me. And I will say it is comfortable, loaded out to about 25 pounds. When I start exceeding about 25 pounds, that's when these thinner straps start to put a little bit of pressure on my shoulders. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not uncarryable with that amount of weight in there. It's just not as comfortable as some of the other packs out there, such as a GR1 or even an Evergoods pack with 25 plus pounds in it. Having said that, I don't really ever see many scenarios where I would load this out to more than 25 pounds. When I did have that weight in there, it was really for test purposes. So what do I like about this bag? Well, first and foremost, I do like the exterior materials. I like the fact that the tarpaulin is easy to clean, very weather resistant, if not weatherproof, and overall has a pretty cool look to it. I think it looks pretty cool on this pack. Really, really also like the Robic 1680D ballistic nylon they put on there. So this is on the bottom, it's on the roll top, it's on the back, a little bit on the sides. It feels like a very robust material that's gonna last a very long time. So one of the other features I like about this, and I think it works in conjunction with the tarpaulin, is the rear access for the main compartment. So if I am out photographing and I've got my photography gear with me, maybe it's snowing, maybe it's a little wet out, I can lay this down face first on the tarpaulin material, know that it's going to be extremely weather resistant, and then access the contents by way of the back panel. Speaking of access, I also like the on-body access this allows for, so whether it's your camera in the camera compartment with that side zip, or you can access this on the fly because of the horizontal zip, I do like having the on-body access. I also like the built-in strap management features we see across the board. So the magnets for the tote handles, keeping those together. We've got Velcro strap management built into the cinch straps. So, you know, if you want to pull these tight and you've got some extra material, you've got that built-in Velcro strap management on there, which is really a plus. You see it with the straps, and you've got some elastic on there to keep the danglies tight, and then you see it on the sternum strap as well with a piece of elastic. So I do like the built-in strap management across the board on this. So I also like the organization that comes built into this bag. You've got a lot of different pockets to put stuff in, but not too many, I think. So we're not talking a ridiculous amount. I think we're talking a good balance between open and versatile, and then some segmentation with built-in organization features. And lastly, I like the overall versatility and you know, some of the design features that went into this. So it works well in a variety of different situations. You've got the built-in rainfly pocket in the bottom. You've got the compressible, low profile water bottle pocket. Really just a great overall design with a lot of cool features. So what don't I like about this bag? And there are a couple things that bother me a little bit about this pack. First and foremost, I think, would be the exterior zippers. I struggle with them a little bit, especially this camera compartment. It's sometimes difficult to operate these zippers one-handed. I think that's partly because of the waterproofing material, so I wouldn't give up that weather resistance. However, I think maybe a larger zipper would have helped with that. Not 100% sure, but that's kind of the way it feels to me. It feels like the zippers are a little bit undersized. Even the main access zipper is on the small size for a zipper to a main compartment. But I will say this one is typically not a problem. This one unzips very smoothly. Rarely have a problem with it, but some of the smaller zippers on the accessory pockets tend to get bound up a little bit, and they're a little harder to operate. Number two for dislikes for me would be that interior material. So not a huge fan of this satin-like interior material. It's not horrendous, and I don't think this is a deal breaker for me. It feels like the satin that came in like old school luggage. Like, you know, when I was a kid, my parents had luggage from like the 70s, and it had this satiny material on the inside, and that's what this feels like. It's a little baggy, just not a huge fan of that. And then lastly, this is a pro and a con because I do like the organization and the versatility. However, this is a relatively complicated bag with a little bit of a learning curve to it. All right, so having said that, I think the pros far outweigh the cons on this bag for me. I definitely would not let any of the cons that I mentioned or the dislikes I mentioned prevent me from buying this. I would buy this bag again, and I would definitely feel comfortable recommending it. Overall, it's a fantastic bag, relatively unique in some of its design features, lots of ingenuity and great features built into it. So overall, great pack. Let's talk use case scenarios and who this bag is for. So as I mentioned, I was looking for an all-in-one bag, something I could use for EDC, camera, and travel. And in reality, the 31 liter checks two of those boxes for me. So this is a great bag for camera. You combine it with the camera cube, even if you want to put your own camera cube in there. But I like combining it with theirs because you can access your camera on the fly. And you know, I mentioned you can lay this flat on the tarpaulin, nice water resistance to it. You get full open to the back, access to all your lenses, everything in there. Also travel the 31 liter, expandable to 36 liters with the roll top. This is a massive bag, and it can definitely handle one bag travel for me. So as an EDC bag, the 31 liter is just too big. I think the 21 liter would be much more suited to everyday carry. However, I think that one would probably be a little bit too small for travel. So who is this bag for? I think this is a great bag if you're looking for a travel bag and or a photography bag. Awesome access with the camera. Really like how the camera cube sets up and fits inside. Also tons of space for travel. So if you don't think this bag is for you, I've got a lot more reviews you can go check out on my channel. Drop me a line below in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Wandrd PRVKE. If you did like this video and you found it useful, hit that thumbs up for me, and definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks.